again, one of the things that was a topic of discussion last night was a gradual shift away from journals altogether. The notion of a journal issue is pretty anachronistic. It does not serve any real purpose in digital publishing. We still do it because we still have all these legacy systems, and it's familiar. But many publishers, I mean, we've had a number of publishers who have moved aggressively into making articles available as soon as they've gone through the peer review process. So that's one step in the direction of getting away from the journal issue. I think we're going to see more and more of that. There are some real interesting sort of infrastructure things being done where you can take a body of literature that a particular publisher is producing and aggregate it in all sorts of different ways. So, you get to the point where people can essentially create their own quasi-journal that just focuses on the topics that they're interested in. So journal as journal becomes gradually less important. The more interesting question, I think, becomes journal brand.
That might not only apply to journals, but it seems that the container that information is placed in is not as relevant as it used to be. That could apply to books, to a variety of
it's we used to have debates in my library 10 years ago because of the way we put things into the catalog, trying to decide if something was an e-journal or an e-book or a database.
Oh, guys.
And I'm sure you're familiar with those. In those discussions, we usually had a couple of our IT people sitting in who were baffled by this whole thing. And Tim finally said, but they're all databases, which they really are. And of course, we've now got all these hybrid things. We actually got rid of our acquisitions unit several years ago because we don't get any strictly monographic material anymore, and that's what that unit was focused on. Everything that we get is licensed. So the people who were doing the licensing started out being focused on serials. Well, rather than set up a parallel licensing process for things that used to be monographs, we just license everything through using the same people. So it all becomes licensed content. It's all malleable. It's all changeable. There isn't any real practical reason to maintain journal and monograph distinctions going forward. It takes time to develop a comfort level as things change. So we continue to use the terms, and sometimes that's helpful, but oftentimes it gets in our way because we try to make a digital object act like a physical object, and it doesn't.